Hello, my name is Mr. Holland. I'm one of the history teachers at the Mates Academy, and this semester I'll be teaching United States History 1 to the juniors, and you can see my contact information there. I've been teaching American history at Mates for 14 years, and I'm thrilled to have your students this semester. Please feel free to contact me either way, and I will be sure to get back to you right away. What I'd like to do is just talk a little bit about the course this semester. To begin with some of my goals as a history teacher, I really want to encourage students to kind of gain a greater appreciation for American history. To me, American history is a story, and we start at the very beginning this year, and we'll get up to about the 20th century, and I hope that in the history that we do cover this semester together, that students will kind of walk away with a little bit greater appreciation and maybe become a little bit more interested in being lifelong lovers of American history and their story as Americans. While we cover US 1, we do get into a bit of government. And we also have a presidential election this fall. So I hope that students will walk away with a little bit better understanding of their civic duties, their rights as American citizens. And as we teach the material, whether it's civics or other themes that I'll be covering, I really try to create relevancy when I can, and try to turn the lesson to more modern issues and themes when I can relate them, to just create more of an interest for the students. If it's more relatable to modern times, they're more likely to be more excited about learning the history that we're covering. Finally, as a humanities teacher, I'm always looking to, with every activity, every project, every assignment I give, or activity we do in class, to develop their study habits, prepare them for college, encourage them to think critically, problem solving, analyzing documents, and also to encourage the development of their writing skills. So hopefully the course is a humanities class. It's broad ranged, that a lot of the projects, assignments or activities we'll be doing in class will help to kind of push them along and prepare them for the next phase, which would be college in just a short couple of years. So US 1, we cover basically from Christopher Columbus. We talk about the Spanish colonies, and then we get into the English colonies, and we start to see the development and how the colonies grow and expand, become very different. And we will eventually cover the American Revolution. After we do that, we'll get into a bit of the civics and government this year, and from that point forward, we basically look at each presidential administration from Washington up through Teddy Roosevelt this year, covering the foreign and domestic affairs of each president. As we go through each president, we'll watch and see how the country grows and develops and the challenges it faces throughout the 19th century. The peak of the course, the climax, is really the Civil War, and then after that, we cover a number of different topics, from immigration, industrialization, to the Gilded Age, and we wrap up with the Progressive Era, which is right around the turn of the 20th century. So when they come back to me next year, we will basically pick up at that point and continue and cover as much of the 20th century as we possibly can. So I have recently gotten certified as a Google Educator Level 1. I've been using Google Classroom for years. I feel much more efficient after taking this course. What's beautiful about the Google products is everything's kind of streamlined. So we use the Google Classroom. Please look at your students' daily lessons, how in depth I've spent a lot of time creating and posting the activities, putting supplemental reading, videos, and everything with the Google products is all streamlined together. So we use testing with Google Forms. If they create projects, they might use Google Slides. They all have Google Drives. And so between the Google Drive and my Google Classroom, nothing can get lost, which is really nice. So it's nice, gives them great access. And this year, I'm going to basically be paperless, which is wonderful for the environment, but also easy for them, I think, whether they're in the classroom or at home. So even though I'm trying to go mostly paperless, I am asking that they keep a notebook and take daily notes. I'll be requiring them to take pictures and post pictures of their notes so that I know that they're kind of following along from home. And my point system or my grading system is points, and this may vary a bit, but this just gives you a general idea. Tests are usually around 100 points, quizzes 50, same with essays. Homeworks can be 5 to 10 points, and points are subject to change, and we'll see how that goes as we kind of get through this semester, which is going to be a little bit more challenging than previous semesters. Finally, just a little bit about my expectations. I told my students, both my A and B hybrid students, I expect to cover the same amount of materials I always do. My expectations are high. They're juniors. They're beginning to start thinking about college. I want to prepare them. This is an honors level course, so I will expect them to be attentive, whether they're virtual or not. They should be watching taped lectures, uploaded video clips, keeping notes. They'll do projects, they'll upload work, they'll do reflections. Every day is going to be slightly different, and we're going to face new challenges that we haven't in previous years, obviously. This is pretty historic times, living through a global pandemic. But my students are up to the task, and I believe that we're going to have a very successful year covering the material. So I really appreciate you listening through this, and if there's anything that I can do, please reach out. I would love to talk to you personally. Thank you so much. I look forward to a wonderful semester with your children. Good night.